In a world filled with so many mysteries, there are some things we know for certain. The sky is blue, the sun will rise again tomorrow, and the Earth is flat? This may be hard to believe at first, but once you realize gravity doesn't exist, and the sun orbits around the Earth, a flat Earth is not so hard to comprehend. And no, this site is not a joke. This video is made solely for educational purposes and does not endorse or support the flat Earth theory in any way, shape, or form. According to a user named Denang, gravity doesn't exist. In a very sophisticated experiment, he finds that the flame of a lighter goes upwards when lit. From this observation, he concludes that because the flame went upward, gravity is not a real thing, instead of the conventional theory that warm air rises. He warns us, gravity ain't exist. It's a danger for modern physics. The comments on his post sparked a lot of intellectual debate, with one user commenting, "Fire is made of boner?" Denang noted this as good info, promising to research it more later. In addition to being an accomplished scientist, Denang has also made some groundbreaking discoveries in mathematics. He warns round-earthers that pi is a joke and will always be a joke, while introducing us to his revolutionary theory of the real circular ratio, phi. From his calculations, he deduces that phi is equal to 3.17 and is an alternative theory to the multi-millennia-old constant of pi, being 3.14. To educate round-earthers, Denang even creates an illustration showing his revised volume formulas for cylinders, spheres, and cones using phi. Using these theories, he determines that in a phi flat Earth, the distance between the equator and the South Pole is 6,306 kilometers, 37% less than the round Earth model's distance of approximately 10,007 kilometers. While Denang's phi theorem remains a work in progress, Jack, who was one of the admins of the Flat Earth Society, outlines commonly accepted scientific concepts flat earthers know to be true. As previously discussed, gravity does not exist. However, what does exist is a universal accelerator known as dark energy, or etheric wind, that accelerates the Earth upwards forever. The flat earthers, being the brilliant scientific minds they are, also made sure their theory does not violate physics, or Einstein's theory of special relativity. This means the Earth will accelerate forever without ever reaching the speed of light. Okay, enough with the science already. What does a flat Earth actually look like? This is a top-down view of the flat Earth we supposedly live on. What we know as the North Pole is actually the middle of the Earth. What we know as Antarctica is actually a massive icy wall that surrounds the Earth and holds the oceans back. What's beyond Antarctica is an unsolved mystery. To the knowledge of the Society, no one has been very far past the ice wall and returned to tell their journey. What we do know is that Antarctica helps protect us from whatever lies beyond. So if the round Earth is a lie, what else are they lying to us about? Apparently, dinosaurs. In his book, The Flat Earth Conspiracy, Eric Dubé reveals his discovery that dinosaur fossils are actually traded in China by this company, Zhejiang Dino Ocean Art. The company supposedly melts down bird and animal bones, using that material to create fake dinosaur fossils. Further down, the president of the Flat Earth Society himself tells the story of the Great War between Cope and Marsh, two famous dinosaur hoaxers who competed to see which one could assemble and bury the most fake dinosaur skeletons using other unrelated species of animals. According to the president, bones that were not falsely buried to be dinosaurs are actually people. Dinosaurs are made of people. He quotes many Bible passages mentioning the existence of giants, claiming areas like Stonehenge could only have been created by giants. So where do these giants go? Supposedly, the giants are in our museums, being paraded around as dinosaurs. Why would the government hide such giants, create dinosaurs, or lie about the flat Earth? According to the president, there are 5 key reasons. 1. To control information, in a similar way to 1984, a fictional novel. 2. Society is simply wrong about the shape of the Earth, with the flat Earth being a fact, not a theory. 3. To maintain legitimacy after the fake moon landing. They realized they could not reach the moon due to the flatness of the Earth. They were stuck in a lie and had to continue it or lose legitimacy of our governments. 4. To hide the truth of the Bible. And 5. To gain power and money by siphoning off the space budgets. So who was the beneficiary of the massive space budgets? NASA. The evil organization brainwashing the public into believing their lies. Although the moon landing was suspicious enough, there was another event that happened 17 years later that made an even more convincing argument against NASA's legitimacy. The Challenger disaster. Who could forget such a catastrophic event? Certainly not flat earthers, but for different reasons than most people.
Obviously a major malfunction.
According to a user named Kikodramas, all astronauts from the mission were alive and well 30 years later. Alison Onuzaka, Krista McCoffey, Judith Resnick, Michael J. Smith, Dick Scobie, and Ronald McNair had all apparently been located, living new lives under fake identities. To further his case, Kikodramas conducted a test using Ancestry.com. In his case against Judith Resnick, he searched through 241 death records for Judith. In his search, he found burials and obituaries for Judith Resnick with matching birth and death dates. However, he could not find a Social Security death index result for Judith Resnick. To him, this meant she was still alive, perhaps as Judith Resnick, a Yale law professor. Ronald McNair, Challenger's mission specialist, happened to have a twin brother, Carl McNair. Kikodramas searches the Ancestry.com database for Carl, but finds nothing. From this, he determines that there never was a Carl McNair, meaning that following the Challenger disaster, Ronald McNair, the astronaut, faked his death and fabricated the story of having a twin brother named Carl McNair, who he now lives as. There were, however, a few holes in Kikodrama's theory. In the case of Judith Resnick, in the 1980s, Judith, the astronaut, was training at the Johnson Space Center in Texas, while Judith, the law professor, was teaching at USC in California. Unless she had access to a time machine, it seemed very unlikely she could be in 2 places at once, especially considering how accomplished both Judiths were in their respective fields. As for Ronald and Carl McNair, photographic evidence showed the two together as kids and together again as adults, something nearly impossible to fake 50 years ago. In regards to his Ancestry.com discoveries, the company's official site says if a biological family member isn't showing up, they might not have taken the test, or they might have chosen not to be seen. If results cannot be found for international superstar athletes, the supreme leader of North Korea, or the leader of 1.3 billion people, It shouldn't be too surprising that the Challenger astronauts' family members are also missing from the site. While no human has ever seen a living dinosaur, and 99% of people will never visit outer space, over 26 million can testify against this theory. Australia doesn't exist. Everything you ever heard about it was made up. Any pictures of it you have seen were faked by the government. People on the internet who claim to be from Australia are really secret government agents enforcing these false beliefs. According to MasterChef, the Australia conspiracy is directly linked to the round Earth conspiracy. Users like MasterChef and posts like these make the society somewhat difficult to take seriously. MasterChef could very well be a troll, a demographic the admins themselves admit are present within the society. However, the site does have nearly 40,000 members and over 2 million posts in the nearly 20 years it has been active, with some users, like Colonel Gaddafi, posting over 10 times a day for an impressive 14 years. Users like these prove that even in today's age, flat earthers are alive and well, and will likely never change their minds. Let's face it, flat earthers get made fun of due to their lack of proof. But round earthers don't have a lot of proof either. Well, except satellite images, horizons, shadows on the moon, Antarctica, and yes, gravity. On the other hand, flat earthers have the Nines Few thesis. Until the world advances further enough where flat earthers are able to travel beyond Antarctica's ice walls, the rest of the round world may just have to remain ignorant to the flat truth.